Here we are with Joshua Bashioum, which is the CEO of Early Warning Labs. So we want to know, what is early warning system?
So early warnings ultimately are being able to get an alert out before a disaster or emergency impacts a local community. So being able to leverage technology, detection systems, and being able to create that data, process that data, and get it out into the hands of people who can actually use it to protect themselves from an impending emergency. That's ultimately what early warning is.
What is the role of the artificial intelligence in the early warning system, and how does this helps to the disaster risk reduction?
Sure. So AI is changing a lot of things very, very quickly. And I think AI can impact early warning in two ways. First, it can analyze the data points. It can analyze all these inputs of data, whether it's weather data, seismic data, public unrest data, and it can understand it much quicker than we can ourselves. So if we can leverage AI to do that, to help us analyze the data, it can make our turnaround time, the time it takes for us to actually get the alerts out to individuals, it can greatly reduce that. And the other aspect I think AI can really help with early warning is that it can reduce our development costs now. You know, a project where I would need 5 developers to build a mobile application or a stack that will integrate with a specific system, I can now do that with one person. And they can use the AI to create the majority of the code to build a platform. So, you know, those two impacts with AI on early warning, I think, is gonna bring about some significant change in the next few years.
Do you have a good practice that you can remember and tell us about how it is working with the early warning system?
AI, well, you know, again, AI, we talked about it in the talk a little bit. You know, governments move a lot slower than the private sector. So the adoption, early warning typically is run by governments. So the adoption of AI, really, we haven't seen it impact the community much. I mean, we're seeing it internally, we're using it to help with development and things like that. So we're seeing impact day to day with our operations. But I think on the overarching sort of government and worldwide emergency alerting and early warning, we haven't seen the impact. But I think, you know, over the next year or so, we'll see that make its way into the systems.